My football hot take: Declan Rice has not improved as a football player since joining Arsenal. Now, before you attack me, Arsenal fans, I'm not talking about statistics, I'm talking about as a football player. And as a West Ham fan, I have way more of a valid opinion due to the fact that us West Ham fans saw him make his first Premier League appearance at 18 years old, where he started off as a centre-half, reading the game exceptionally well, constantly tackling and dispossessing attackers in the Premier League, to where he then scored his first Premier League goal against Arsenal. And then he morphed into a midfielder, bossing the midfield week in, week out, never having a bad game, amazing us West Ham fans week in, week out. He was a joy to watch. So us West Ham fans have seen him develop from an 18-year-old back in 2017 to all the way up till 2023, where he has won his first and only trophy. But let me put to you what I brought you here for. Declan Rice is the exact same football player that he was back at West Ham than he is today. I can sit here and talk about stats, showcasing that back in 2019, he was one of the best Premier League defensive midfielders, topping or coming second at all these stats, yet showcasing his creative ability back in 2019, only losing out on Rodri, and again showing his creativity towards the end at West Ham, putting up these obscene numbers back in 2022-23, and in the same season, still sticking to his defensive roots, topping the charts in most possessions won. The man at West Ham was an all-round freak, and he was doing this at a struggling West Ham. Yeah, we competed to get into European spots, but for the most part, we struggled, and he had to do all the dirty work because Thomas Souček was the goal-scoring midfielder, which meant that Declan Rice had to sit back, which is what he doesn't do at Arsenal. But let's talk about the eye test. How good of a football player was Declan Rice at West Ham is why I'm bringing you here today.
People are under the impression that Declan Rice has only just learned how to pass the football. You couldn't be further from the truth. This man had range when he was at West Ham, putting balls on plates for our attackers and wingers, week in, week out. Yet he just didn't have the players around him, which is why his creative numbers look so much better now at Arsenal, due to the players he has around him. But this man has always been able to pass. And his shooting ability, he's always had it. When he was training with England, all the England players used to say he was the best striker of the ball. Yet he barely scored any goals for West Ham. Then you talk about his dribbling, one of the most powerful runners of the ball I have ever seen at West Ham, if not the Premier League. Moving like a prime Zidane. This man could run, and still does now. No one can push him off the ball. And his technical ability was absurd. Never really making a bad decision. If only he scored more goals at West Ham, we could have got about 300 million for him. Looking back, 100 million is a steal. Just look how smooth he is on the ball. And don't even mention his defensive ability. Reading of the game is one of the best I have ever seen in football. So intelligent. Winning the ball back and creating something out of nothing. And I don't know if you notice, every time he tackles the ball will fall to him or fall to another West Ham player. That's intelligence. You cannot teach that. Something that he has not learned since joining Arsenal. Listen to the great mind of Mikel Arteta. Now I could show you hours of clips showcasing Declan Rice's world-class ability when he was at West Ham. That would be a little bit boring. But if you don't know, now you know. Declan Rice has always had the ability and was world-class at West Ham. If you still watch this video, make sure you have pressed the follow button if you are new around here, and drop your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Common New Wines.